Welcome to the Shotokan Chronicles. In today's video, whether to use a stance or not to use a stance. But first, take a moment and subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell so you never miss one of our videos. In karate, we have to know when we need to have a good stance and when we don't need to have a stance. This is a common mistake with beginners and lower ranks. They are taught the importance of stances, but are never explained that those stances are not for all occasions. A stable stance is going to amplify your stability. This, in turn, makes blocks and strikes much more powerful. What a good karateka will know is that stances are not a state to remain in. The purpose of the stance is to provide strength, stability, and balance at the moment of impact. And then you move on to the next action. This means that between stances, you have to relax. So, when should you use a stance? And when shouldn't you use one? That is a question that gets debated often. One time that stances are overused is during free sparring. A lot of people will spar from a long front stance or from a horse stance. This, however, can make it very difficult to move and react. It is better to spar from a natural stance. Throwing an opponent will be more effective from a natural stance as well. If you are in a front stance, for example, when you are trying to throw your opponent, you will not have the ability to easily manipulate the opponent. It will also cause enough stiffness in your action that it will be difficult to perform. This is also true for a lot of other self-defense techniques. Stances are still very important. We use them incorrectly very often. A stance is more of a point between the actions as opposed to the end of the action. Make strong stances, but make them at the moment of impact, whether it is a strike or a block. Use a stance when you are completing a kick or a jump to help gain your balance and stability. But never hold a stance for more than a brief moment in time.
Just to clarify, you never want to be in a stance all the time. The thing that's important here is that you're moving from point A to point B and finishing in a strong stance. Now, that action will only take place for a brief moment in time, and you'll move on to the next action, and at that time finishing again in a strong stance. But you have to remember that there will be times when stances are going to hinder your action. So if you have a stiff stance, it's going to cause things not to work, like throwing, as I mentioned earlier.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to visit the Great North Apparel. Use the coupon code SHOTOKAN to receive 30% off of your order. Visit the link on the screen or in the description below for the Shotokan Chronicles shop, where you can pick up your very own Shotokan Chronicles swag. Train hard, have fun, and I'll see you next time right here on the Shotokan Chronicles.